Hey everyone, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the Marvel Universe. We're going to explore the surprising and sometimes just completely accidental stories behind the heroes and villains we thought we knew. So let's just dive right in with a question that might kind of change how you see a Marvel icon. What if the Incredible Hulk was actually the Incredible Gray? Yeah, it sounds strange, I know. But trust me, the answer is just the first of many secrets we're digging into today. All right, so for our first section, we're looking at these unlikely hero origins. This is where you're going to find out that some of Marvel's most famous creations, well, they weren't born from some grand master plan. Nope, they came from pure chance and some seriously intense creative pressure. And here we go, the answer to our first mystery. You see, Stan Lee's original vision was for a monster-like hero who was gray. He felt like that color didn't really suggest any particular ethnic group. But here's the thing. The printers back then had a total nightmare trying to keep the gray consistent. It would come out too dark or too light, or sometimes it even looked kind of greenish. So in the end, they just went, you know what? Let's just embrace it. And they went with green. A simple printing mistake gave us one of the most recognizable characters in the entire world. Wild, right? This is a perfect example of that creative pressure I was talking about. Stan Lee threw out this crazy challenge: create a hero that is literally everything young readers at the time were supposed to hate, a rich, war-profiteering industrialist. And get this, just 24 hours later, his team came up with Tony Stark. Oh, and speaking of iconic designs, Captain America's famous round shield, that wasn't his first one. He actually started with a triangular, badge-shaped shield. It just goes to show how different everything could have been. But it wasn't just accidents and deadlines shaping these heroes. Let's shift gears to something a little more controversial. Part 2 is all about the secret connection to Marvel's biggest rival, DC Comics. Because back then, in the cutthroat comic book market, the line between inspiration and competition got really, really blurry. Okay, take a look at this. On the right, you have DC's super serious mercenary, Slade Wilson, better known as Deathstroke. And on the left, Marvel's merc with a mouth, Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool. That similarity in their names is absolutely not an accident. It was a direct, playful parody by Deadpool's creators. It was basically an inside joke that just grew into a massive phenomenon. And the, let's call it borrowing, it didn't stop there. So after DC introduced their ultimate cosmic baddie, the godlike Darkseid, Marvel wanted a villain who could play on that same epic universe-ending scale. And the result? Thanos, the Mad Titan. Just think about that for a second. One of the greatest villains in movie history was basically born from Marvel wanting to match what their rival was doing. So all these external influences are pretty fascinating, right? But what about the secrets hidden inside the comics themselves? For part 3, we are diving deep into the lore, the kind of in-universe secrets and what-if moments that are just waiting to be found right there on the page. Okay, get ready for a few quick facts that might just change how you see some of these characters. First off, a very young Spider-Man tried to join the Fantastic Four. That was like his second big move ever. Can you even imagine that? Next, Goose from Captain Marvel? Yeah, not a cat. She's a flurkin, a super dangerous alien that literally has tentacles in her mouth. And finally, let's talk about the big one, Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. It all comes down to this one famous inscription: "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." And that single word, worthy, that's everything. It's not about strength, it's about character. It's about having this unshakable moral core. It is the absolute essence of that character. So who else in the entire Marvel universe could possibly meet that standard? Well, in what is honestly one of the most legendary moments in comic book history, Steve Rogers, Captain America himself, lifted Mjolnir. That moment just cemented his status as the ultimate symbol of virtue. He was, and he always has been, worthy. Okay, so all of these secret histories, these printing errors, these rivalries, they all built something truly massive. In our final section, we're going to explore that cinematic legacy and see how these comic book stories just exploded into a global phenomenon. And this slide, this really gets to the heart of that legacy. The man who started it all, Stan Lee, made sure he was a part of it right up until the very end. He had over 35 beloved cameo appearances across the films. It was like his constant, winking reminder to all of us of where it all came from. And that legacy, well, it has a number attached to it. And just look at that, over $29 billion worldwide.
That's not just a successful franchise, it is the highest grossing film franchise in the history of movies. All of it built on a foundation of characters who were once just happy accidents and last minute ideas.
So, what we've really seen is that the Marvel Universe is just layered with these incredible hidden stories. Its history isn't a timeline, it's more like a tapestry woven from happy accidents, intense rivalries, and just strokes of pure creative genius. These secrets aren't just trivia, they are the actual DNA of the stories we love. Which, leaves us with one final thought. With a universe this rich, what other secrets are still out there just waiting to be revealed?